China holds a mountain world so stunning, it feels almost unreal, yet much of it remains unseen by international travelers. Cloud-covered peaks and towering stone valleys, shaped by time, create landscapes far beyond imagination. Here, nature stays wild and untouched, making humans feel small before its endless grandeur. The colors of rock, forest, and light blend into scenes that even a camera can barely capture. Welcome to China, the most beautiful mountain world you've never seen. A journey into breathtaking mountain realms rarely witnessed by the world. Fanjingshan is a surviving fragment of the supercontinent Rodinia, formed over 1 billion years ago, older than any remaining mountain range on Earth. Its Proterozoic red sandstone layers contain pure quartz crystals reflecting light at 60 degrees, creating a faint glow each morning. The isolated ecosystem shelters 95% endemic insect species, with 68% unable to survive anywhere else. At about 7,000 feet, sound intensity drops by more than half, making it one of the quietest natural places on the planet. Within clouds and stone, travelers hear only their breath and heartbeat, feeling their own presence in absolute stillness. With ancient origins, closed biology, and near-total silence, Fanjingshan stands as a realm completely detached from the human world. Mian Mountain rises about 8,400 feet within southern Shaanxi, where mist and low clouds create a cool, humid stillness through the year. Spanning more than 114 square miles, its ancient limestone and basalt layers formed hundreds of millions of years ago, carving deep gorges and vertical cliffs. The mountain shelters over 100 natural caves, some reaching nearly 160 feet deep, once serving as meditation retreats for early monks. It is forever tied to the legend of Jie Zitui, a loyal official whose sacrifice inspired the Cold Food Festival observed for more than 2 millennia. At dawn, endless pine forests stretch below, veiled in drifting mist, as the mountains appear suspended between earth and sky. Though ranked as a National 5A site, Mian Mountain remains untouched and serene, a rare sanctuary of contemplation in a changing world. Arksan Chai River lies within the ancient volcanic zone of the Hingan Plateau, formed by more than 30 eruptions over the last 10,000 years. Volcanic ash layers over 6 feet thick, rich in silica and sulfur, colored the soil gray and slowed vegetation for millennia. At an average elevation of about 3,600 feet, its mixed continental climate brings nights of perfect stillness with only wind and underground water moving below. Scientists once recorded magnetic tremors lasting several minutes during rainy seasons, hinting that deep magma may still shift beneath the crust. The area is also known for natural geothermal springs, where warm steam rises through snow and pine, letting visitors feel heat within cold air. In that remote, untouched world, Arksan Chai River endures as a quiet living land, breathing with the hidden pulse of the earth. Yulong Snow Mountain rises about 18,360 feet, forming a chain of 13 snowy peaks across southwestern China. It is one of the rare low-latitude glaciers where ancient ice layers survive for thousands of years in thin air. For many travelers, climbing this mountain is both a physical and spiritual journey known as the quest to touch the southern sky. On its slopes, over 70% of the area has no mobile signal, leaving climbers feeling detached from the modern world. Visitors can ride a cable car to nearly 14,783 feet to witness the snow and ice floating among the clouds. Many who reach it say time seems to stop as sound, breath, and heartbeat fade into the frozen silence. Mount Lu stands in northern Jiangxi between the Yangtze River and Lake Poyang, where rivers, lakes, and mountains merge into a grand natural formation. Rising 4,136 feet, it was inscribed as a UNESCO World Cultural and Natural Heritage Site in 1996, marking a milestone in global preservation. Over 70% of the mountain is covered by forest, its mist and humidity earning it the title, "The Mountain Hidden in Clouds." It once served as China's cultural, spiritual, and scholarly hub, where monks, Taoists, and poets sought retreat and reflection. More than 4,000 ancient poems were composed here, turning the mountain into a living archive of Chinese artistic spirit. Leaving Mount Lu, you realize it is not just a natural heritage, but a meeting point of beauty, wisdom, and the human soul. Daju Mountain lies in Zixi County, Jiangxi Province, spanning over 78 square miles, where primeval forests, valleys, and cliffs merge into one continuous landscape. Its forest coverage reaches 97%, turning it into a natural green lung and one of eastern China's purest oxygen zones. At altitudes between 2,800 and 3,800 feet, you'll ride a 7-mile cliff railway gliding through valleys suspended between clouds and emerald forests. The reserve holds more than 7,400 acres of virgin forest and over 200 rare animal species, many protected at the national level. Mount Wudang sits in northwestern Hubei, spanning over 115 square miles, and is regarded as one of China's most sacred mountains. It is the birthplace of Taoism and Tai Chi, where the balance of yin and yang is embodied in every movement of clouds and peaks. Ancient structures over 1,000 years old hide among pine forests and cliffs, symbolizing harmony between humanity and the cosmos. From above, the mountains, temples, and clouds form a vast ink painting often called the divine roof of heaven. Visiting Mount Wudang, you can walk along suspended corridors through cloud forests, touch ancient roof tiles, and feel the wind breathe with the mountain. Mount Wudang is more than a destination. It is a spiritual journey where people rediscover balance between nature and the self. Mount Lushan is known as the Mountain of Eternal Fog, hidden under thick clouds for more than 200 days every year. Humidity stays above 95%, keeping stones and air cold and heavy with moisture throughout the seasons. At the summit, cosmic radiation is about 12% higher than on the plains, giving travelers a faint sense of unreality. Along the slopes, over 1,700 mossy stone steps twist through forests where echoes vanish and direction fades. More than 70% of the mountain has no permanent residents, leaving its nights drowned in total darkness and silence. With its isolation, constant mist, and near-silent air, Mount Lushan stands as a symbol of solitude and reflection in the modern world. Tianshan Tianqi, meaning Heavenly Lake on the Tian Shan Mountains, lies in central Xinjiang at over 6,400 feet, about 68 miles from Urumqi. The crescent-shaped lake spans 11,000 feet long, 4,900 feet wide, and 344 feet deep, formed by ancient glaciers thousands of years ago. In 1783, a Qing dynasty commander named it Tianqi, the Heavenly Lake, establishing its place as the divine heart of the Tian Shan Range. Tianshan Tianqi stands not only as a natural wonder, but as proof of an eternal bond between culture, humanity, and the cosmos. Baishi Mountain in Hebei, formed from ancient white marble and dolomite, over 700 million years old, shines brilliantly against its surrounding green forests. These layers once lay beneath an ancient sea, lifted to the surface about 140 million years ago, leaving geological strata stacked like pages of fossil memory. Here you can walk on a 95-meter glass bridge suspended 6,200 feet high along a cliff edge, gazing straight into the misty abyss below. Local folklore says the white stones a monks turn to meditation eternal, turning the mountain into a living temple of stillness. Wunu Mountain in Liaoning, China rises about 2,694 feet and is famed for uniting ancient history with striking natural scenery. It once served as the first capital of the Goguryeo Kingdom in 37 BC, marking the dawn of a powerful Northeast Asian civilization. The isolated massif stretches nearly 1 mile along the Han River, with steep cliffs and enclosed valleys forming a natural fortress. Its renowned one-line sky crevice, only a few inches wide but over 102 feet deep, allows a single blue slit of sky overhead. Archaeological excavations uncovered tools and weapons over 4,500 years old, proving prehistoric humans once lived and sheltered within this mountain. Recognized among China's top 10 archaeological discoveries of 1999, Wunu Mountain stands as a timeless union of geological wonder and cultural legacy. Mount Huashan, near Huayin City, about 75 miles from Xi'an, known as the western peak of China's sacred Five Great Mountains. Its highest summit rises to roughly 7,070 feet, where massive granite walls stack skyward between earth and clouds. Over 20 ancient Taoist temples remain scattered along its slopes, symbolizing centuries of harmony between humanity and nature. Local Han, Hui, and Tibetan families have lived here for generations, relying on handicrafts, terraced farming, and mountain guiding, earning them the name Guardians of the Mountain. Cliffs angled over 45 degrees make climbers feel as if walking between two walls of heaven, testing their courage and endurance. The plank walk in the sky, a wooden path suspended on sheer cliffs, lets travelers touch the line where fear meets freedom. Mount Tianmen in Zhangjiajie, Hunan, rises about 4,984 feet, famous for its massive arch piercing the summit called the Gate of Heaven. The natural arch, standing 430 feet high and 187 feet wide, symbolizes the union of earth and sky formed over 200 million years. The mountain's limestone core contains ancient marine sediments, proving the region once lay beneath an ancient ocean hundreds of millions of years ago. Hosting more than 3,000 plant species, its primeval forests above 4,900 feet blanket the slopes in an eternal green. Here you can walk across a 60-meter glass walkway, clinging to the cliff, 1,400 meters high, staring into the vast abyss below. In 2011, Tiananmen introduced China's first glass skywalk, marking the dawn of international adventure tourism on the world stage. Mount Siguniang in western Sichuan lies within the Qionglai range of the Tibetan Plateau, about 137 miles from Chengdu, symbolizing western China's raw grandeur. The area combines glacial valleys, ancient ice rivers, primeval forests, and snow-covered cliffs, recognized by UNESCO as a World Biosphere Reserve in 2006. Sitting at the collision zone between the Indian and Eurasian plates, its terrain keeps rising a visible force of Earth's living tectonics. The valleys below glow with turquoise glacial lakes, dark fir forests, and black pines forming a rare palette of stone and wilderness. With an elevation gap of over 11,000 feet between summit and valley, Siguniang is known as China's living geomorphological laboratory. Standing before Siguniang, you feel not mere awe, but reverence, as if facing nature's own temple, carved by time and creation. Mount Tianzhu in southwestern Anhui, within the Debi Range, marks an ancient boundary between northern and southern China, rising about 5,774 feet. Its summit, known as the Pillar of Heaven, formed from granite over 500 million years ago, stands as a timeless symbol of strength and endurance. Wind and water have carved its cliffs into surreal shapes, transforming the mountain into a vast stone metropolis suspended within the clouds. Geologists discovered eclogite and ultra-high-pressure minerals here, evidence of Earth's survival through immense collisions deep beneath its crust. Here, narrow gorges allow you to slip between towering walls, hear the echoing wind, and feel the primal pulse of the living earth. Today, Mount Tianzhu stands recognized as a national geopark and World Geomorphological Heritage Site, embodying the natural spirit of ancient China. Yandang Mountains are an ancient volcanic range over 120 million years old in eastern China, where rhyolite cliffs still show traces of eruption. The region spans about 175 square miles, with weak magnetic fields that often distort navigation, creating a puzzling environment. Inside volcanic layers, geologists found gas bubbles containing ancient air from the Cretaceous period, a rare geological discovery in Asia. At more than 3,000 feet, wind moves through narrow rock gaps, producing deep echoes, known locally as the mountain's breath. Researchers also noted faint moonlit glows on certain rocks caused by silica minerals embedded in the old lava. After millions of years of isolation, Yandang remains a living landscape where nature and geology still keep their deepest secrets. Jiangdangxia lies on the northern edge of the Lues Plateau with an average elevation of about 4,000 feet, covering nearly 200 square miles, almost entirely uninhabited. Historically, this region was a natural forbidden zone where fierce dry winds and sharp terrain made survival nearly impossible. Some cliffs rise over 1,500 feet, formed from ancient sandstone compressed over millions of years, creating layered colors in perfect alignment. Satellite images from NASA in 2008 recorded the area as having the strongest spectral reflection in Asia, visible clearly from space. Chinese scientists confirmed that only 3% of the entire zone can bear human weight, while the rest remains extremely fragile and easily shattered. After millions of years of erosion, Jiangdangxia still retains its vivid hues, standing as proof of the planet's enduring strength. Bailey rhododendron lies within the limestone mountains of southwestern China, where complex karst terrain and humid air have sustained rhododendron forests for millennia. The reserve spans about 155 square miles, stretching over 120 miles at elevations from 5,000 to 7,000 feet, almost isolated from modern settlements. It shelters more than 60 wild rhododendron species and over 1,000 native plants, including ancient relict species considered living genetic fossils. Each spring, millions of blossoms open together, their steady rhythm supported by underground airflow and moisture from over 300 sinkholes beneath the mountains. Recent biological surveys revealed rare soil microorganisms found nowhere else, sustaining mineral exchange between roots and limestone layers. Bailey rhododendron stands not just as a floral forest, but as a living archive of evolution, preserving Earth's primordial memory within its quiet mountains. Meiji Mountain is an isolated red sandstone peak, about 500 feet high, carved by ancient artisans for over 1,000 years. Since the 4th century, more than 200 caves and 10,000 clay figures have formed one of Asia's greatest religious arts centers. Many caves sit 200 feet above ground, where workers once hung from ropes carving and painting against wind and stone. The statues use clay mixed with silica and plant fibers, giving them elasticity that kept them intact through centuries of earthquakes. A massive quake in 734 destroyed a third of the eastern caves, yet later dynasties rebuilt them, blending artistic styles across ages. Today, Meiji Mountain endures in damp silence, a timeless witness where art, faith, and history remain alive within stone. Mount Tai is China's most ancient sacred mountain, formed over 500 million years ago from metamorphic rock dating to the Cambrian era. Its summit reaches about 5,000 feet, long regarded as the meeting point of heaven and earth, where emperors performed rituals for 3,000 years. Over 80% of its surface is forested with pines, hardwoods, and more than 1,000 protected plant species. Along its slopes, 6,000 ancient stone steps climb through layers of cloud and rock, immersing travelers in complete isolation. With its primordial strata, majestic scenery, and enduring spiritual role, Mount Tai was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Chishui Dangxia, formed within a vast red basin hidden among enclosed mountains, where the terrain isolates itself, creating a distinct, humid climate year-round. Over 400 red peaks surround the region, trapping wind and mist inside, forming a microclimate unlike any other part of the plateau. Beneath the surface, layers of sandstone and conglomerate from the Jurassic and Cretaceous eras remain active, shifting by mere millimeters each year. Within the rock system, more than 40 bio-wet caves host rare fungi and microorganisms thriving steadily through the changing seasons. It stands as one of China's least disturbed Danxia regions, a natural laboratory and secluded realm where stone, water, and wind continue to shape Earth's history. Karst Lake in northern Xinjiang, near the Russian border, is the only freshwater body in China whose waters flow naturally toward the Arctic Ocean, forming a rare cross-continental system. Its level fluctuates by about 10 feet each year with no clear cause, believed to result from geothermal pressure and ancient permafrost veins beneath the basin. Qing-era documents marked this zone as restricted territory, where garrisons controlled water and mineral resources across the Altai frontier. In late September, the sun reaches the lake for barely 5 hours daily, creating a divided light effect confirmed by optical stations. Since the 1980s, more than 30 sightings have reported a massive form beneath the surface with satellite shadows nearly 50 feet long. The route spans over 80 miles through 3 unlit passes, preserving a level of isolation and mystery rarely found on Earth. The Chilean Mountains formed over 50 million years ago from the collision between the Indian and Eurasian plates, shaping one of the oldest joints of the Tibetan Plateau. Ice cores extracted from the glaciers contain ancient viruses never recorded before, confirming the long isolation of this high-altitude ecosystem. At about 13,000 feet, the surface is covered by pale lichens reflecting harsh light under dry, thin air, almost devoid of oxygen. Since the year 2000, meteorological data show a steady rise in humidity and glaciers melting twice as fast as in the 1980s, marking the fastest ice retreat in northern China. The range continues to uplift by 1/10 of an inch each year, driven by deep tectonic movement beneath the crust. This landscape stands as a natural frontier where land ice and time remain in constant motion across the northern horizon. Mount Wutai rises about 10,100 feet with 5 flat peaks standing among clouds, regarded as China's most sacred Buddhist mountain. The region spans over 1,100 square miles with a cold, misty climate that keeps the landscape in constant mystery. Legend says the Bodhisattva Manjushri once appeared here within 5 colored clouds, making it a pilgrimage site for more than 1,500 years. During winter nights, temperatures drop below -20 degrees Fahrenheit, and snow and wind turn the mountain into a realm of silence. Ancient cliffs, carved with Buddhist scriptures and poems, lie among pine forests and drifting mist, evoking a timeless world. Though recognized as a World Heritage Site, Mount Wutai remains remote, a sanctuary where people rediscover peace within nature's quiet. Mount Emei formed over 250 million years ago on the ancient Emetian magma belt, the remnant of one of Earth's most powerful basaltic eruptions. Beneath the mountain lies a layer of red clay rich in iron, and weakly magnetic basalt, causing compasses to deviate nearly 8 degrees in certain areas. During the 9th century, monks built bamboo water clocks to measure prayer intervals, among the earliest timekeeping devices in China. Inside the dense mist, hikers feel moisture gather on their hair and clothes within 10 minutes of walking through the forest. Moss and lichen absorb echoes so that wind steps and breathing merge into a continuous resonance along the trails. For many climbers, Mount Ime marks the meeting point of endurance and faith, a realm where nature and silence coexist beyond the reach of sound. Mount Lao is the highest coastal mountain in China, rising nearly 3,720 feet, where land and sea meet in grandeur. Its entire body was formed from ancient granite shaped for millions of years by glaciers and ocean waves, leaving surfaces sharp and resilient. The mountain stretches over 54 miles along the coast, creating a rare scene where rocks and waves seem to converse endlessly. Legend tells of a Taoist who practiced immortality atop the peak and vanished into thunder, leaving behind a circular mark on stone, known as the Celestial Seal. The air, rich in natural negative ions blended with salt and pine, brings a sense of renewal and clarity like rebirth itself. Mount Lao offers an unforgettable experience as you stand in the sea wind, hearing waves strike the cliffs and feeling the ocean breathe beneath your feet. Jagana is known as a natural stone city on a high plateau at about 9,800 feet, so the air is thin and morning fog is thick. Its terrain shows vertical limestone walls, narrow gorges, and a valley boxed by rock and soil, which creates isolation and a truly remote feeling. In 2009, it was recognized among 10 non-famous mountains in China, a meaningful acknowledgement for landscape and geography lovers. The view is a striking contrast of green meadows, sheer rock faces, and dark wooden roofs arranged in layers and solid shapes. Though called the Eastern Little Switzerland, its climate, culture, and landforms are very different, and that difference is its true charm. For photographers, Jagana is a paradise of soft and sharp light, with red and yellow cliffs, dark roofs, white mist, and green meadows in many layers. Mount Gongga rises from the eastern edge of the Tibetan Plateau, reaching more than 24,790 feet, where geology ice and eternal mist converge. The massif is a relic of ancient plate collisions, forming over 150 modern glaciers and cliffs carved by millions of years of erosion. Beneath its surface, basalt mixed with iron distorts compass readings and disrupts instruments, creating a naturally unstable magnetic zone. During the 20th century, a measuring error once led explorers to declare Gongga the world's highest mountain, a legend born from miscalculation. In winter, temperatures plunge ice cracks, echo through the valleys, and wind across the snow beats like the pulse of the mountain. For climbers, this is more than a test of endurance. It is a meeting point between humanity and the absolute limit of nature. Mount Taibai is the highest peak of central China, rising about 12,360 feet where the dry northern and humid southern climates converge within a single ancient massif. Its rock layers, formed over 2 billion years ago, were carved by ancient glaciers, leaving bowl-shaped valleys as rare evidence of Asia's prehistoric ice age. Within a few hours of climbing, travelers pass through 4 climate zones, from evergreen forest to deciduous woods, alpine meadows, and permanent snow. Legend says the great white deity descended here, making the summit's snow eternal and giving the mountain its name, Tai Bai, meaning the pure white of heaven. The mountain's natural magnetism shifts compasses by several degrees, creating a warped sense of space where time itself seems to slow. Mount Tai Bai is the one place where you can see snow, hear the wind, and feel the true heartbeat of the earth, a sensory experience beyond the ordinary. The Yarlung Zangbo Grand Canyon is the deepest geological cut on Earth, stretching about 313 miles, with its depth exceeding 19,700 feet, carved by an ancient river through the Himalayas over millions of years. It holds 9 stacked climate zones, from tropical rainforest to eternal snow, displaying the planet's full climatic cycle within a narrow space. The main river curves around a giant mountain, then twists sharply, creating immense pressure and erosion that folds entire rock layers. Some sections show vertical reliefs close to 18,000 feet, something never recorded in any other canyon on Earth. Because of isolation and harsh climate, large parts remain uncharted, still beyond human knowledge and exploration. Standing inside, you feel the cold from the rock, the echo of water, and the ancient weight of the planet surrounding you. Minju Mountain in southern China rises about 5,700 feet, its slopes curved like a hidden crescent within the mountain mist. The air holds over 70,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter, 30 times the national standard, creating a rare feeling of vitality. Layers of ancient rock mixed with mineral-rich red soil retain moisture and support hundreds of native plant species across the slopes. Fog blankets the range for most of the year, absorbing sound and making travelers feel they walk inside a silent world. Legend tells of a monk who meditated for 3 days on the summit and awoke to find moonlight flooding the forest, so the mountain was named the place where the moon awakens. Mingyue Mountain stands as a biological gem of southern China, a living symbol of harmony between nature, human health, and inner peace. Mount Danxia is the birthplace of the Danxia landform, formed more than 70 million years ago when ancient red sandstone rose fractured and reshaped into one of Earth's rarest geological wonders. Continuous horizontal erosion and vertical collapse over millions of years carved sheer cliffs hundreds of feet high and colossal stone pillars like natural towers. Within the rock walls, ancient people engraved scriptures and astronomical symbols, seeing the mountain as a bridge between heaven and earth. Each rock mass bears its own identity. Domes, spires, and wave-like ridges, all sculpted by wind water and the slow patience of time. Scientists call its central zone an open-air geological museum, since no other site on the planet reveals the Danxia structure so clearly. Mount Danxia is not a relic of the past, but a living body where you can see the earth move and hear nature breathe with life. Tian Shan Grand Canyon is a monumental geological record of Eurasia stretching more than 640 miles, with red cliffs rising nearly 3,300 feet, shaped by millions of years of tectonic collision. Layers of sandstone, quartzite, and granite were folded under immense pressure, preserving the Earth's motion through every ridge and curve. Inside the canyon, narrow, damp passages only a few feet wide carry the scent of minerals and the chill of ancient stone. Scientists regard it as a living specimen, perfectly revealing how wind, water, and gravity sculpted the landscape across countless centuries. At sunset, the walls shift from crimson to deep violet, reflecting countless mineral crystals, changing color with the angle of light. Standing in its core, you hear wind swirl through stone, feel vibration underfoot, and sense your breath moving with the earth itself. Mount Heng is the only mountain among China's 5 great peaks whose foundation formed from ancient seafloor, proving the area was once under the ocean about 400 million years ago. Its geological structure is known as the backbone of southern China, stretching more than 90 miles and appearing like a massive rolling wave from above. Up close, the stacked stone layers resemble Earth's skin, showing the uplift pressure and fractures shaped through hundreds of millions of years. Deep in the forest stands a tree over 1,200 years old, hollow inside, yet still alive, known locally as the heartless breathing tree. 2019 study found the mountain's natural seismic frequency to be 15% lower than nearby regions, meaning its base literally breathes slower than Earth itself. Mount Heng is a place where people can feel the planet's living energy, where earth, wind, fire, and breath unite into the rhythm of existence. Hailuogu sits on the eastern slope of Mount Gongga in Sichuan, the only glacier forest park in China, known for its rare and majestic terrain. It contains the world's lowest latitude modern glacier, with its terminus resting only about 9,350 feet above sea level. Ice flows cascade through ancient forests and natural hot springs, merging frozen power with rising warmth in a living contrast. The main glacier of Hailuogu descends a steep mountain slope of nearly 3,300 feet, forming layered vertical ice walls, an exceptional glacial structure where scientists often study ice movement and fracture patterns. Around the glacier, Han, Tibetan, and Yi communities coexist, shaping a unique high mountain culture, rich in faith and resilience. With emerald woods, white ice, and drifting mist intertwined, Hailuogu makes travelers feel as if they are walking between two worlds, life and ice. Yunqiu Mountain in Shaanxi is a range where nature, faith, and history merge into a landscape both wild and sacred. Its main peak rises about 5,340 feet, with nearly 4,200 feet of relief, forming vertical cliffs and broad cloud seas. Inside the mountain lies a majestic network of ice caves where frozen pillars and stalactites glow blue and white beneath the rock. Yunqiu Mountain is regarded as the cradle of northern Chinese agriculture, with human traces dating back to the Neolithic age. Temples, corridors, and tiled roofs built along steep slopes, reflect a rare harmony between ancient architecture and the surrounding stone landscape. Visiting Yunqiu Mountain, you witness not only the surreal beauty of ice and cloud, but also the cultural and spiritual legacy that shaped northern civilization for millennia. Zhenongjia, one of China's most beautiful and untouched mountain regions, spreads across northwestern Hubei, where over 90% remains covered by ancient forest. With a UNESCO-recognized core of about 283 square miles, it stands among the rarest natural reserves in China. The scenery feels unreal. Towering trees, vines wrapping around stone, and mist drifting between clouds, reminding visitors of their fragile scale. The name recalls the legend of Shennong, who once climbed these peaks on a ladder of clouds, searching for healing herbs. In the late 19th century, scientists discovered more than 500 new species here, calling it a living gold mine of botany. There is something almost unbelievable here. The mountain bamboo blooms and dies every 5 years, a cycle of endless rebirth between life and decay. Juhua Mountain in Anhui Province is one of China's 4 sacred Buddhist mountains, known for its majestic and spiritual scenery. The range contains 9 main peaks, shaped like a giant lotus, hence the name 9 Lotuses, with its highest summit reaching about 4,400 feet, often wrapped in clouds. Since the Tang and Song dynasties, it has served as a major pilgrimage center devoted to Ksitagaba, the Bodhisattva of compassion and salvation. Along its cliffs stand hundreds of temples and corridors, curving naturally with the rock, uniting faith and landscape in perfect harmony. Climbing the narrow paths, travelers see deep valleys, vertical rocks, and drifting clouds that evoke the sense of standing between heaven and earth. Visiting Juhua Mountain, travelers discover not only a sacred site, but a journey into nature itself, finding inner peace within the mountain's quiet spirit. Taihang Grand Canyon lies in northwestern Henan, bordering Shaanxi and Hebei, a vast geological corridor defined by its extreme slopes and untouched wilderness. The valley stretches about 31 miles, narrowing to less than 1 mile wide, with elevation gaps from 2,600 to 5,700 feet. Formed over millions of years through tectonic uplift and erosion, layers of limestone and shale were carved into immense vertical walls. Along its cliffs, ancient stone houses merge seamlessly with rock, blending human endurance into the landscape itself. More than 4,000 fissures and ridges intertwine, creating a giant labyrinth of stone where forests and vines cling to every crevice. Taihang Grand Canyon stands not only as a geological wonder, but as a living testament to humanity's resilience against nature's vast power. Daoqingyading in southwestern China stands over 13,000 feet high, regarded by Tibetans as the meeting point between the physical and the sacred worlds. Its geology, over 200 million years old, forms a layered terrain where forest water and ice preserve the planet's fragile balance. The glacial lakes hold nearly pure water, their emerald hue mirroring Earth's most original and untouched essence. The Kampa people live in stone valleys, sustaining ancient rituals and rhythms of faith that have endured across centuries. Archaeological remains, 4,000 years old, reveal the deep connection between humanity, climate, and the will to survive in a severe land. For travelers, reaching this altitude is more than a climb. It is a descent into the thin line where body, faith, and silence become one. Longhu Mountain in Jiangxi Province is a Danxia landscape of red sandstone cliffs and winding green rivers encircling its steep formations. Covering about 101 square miles with nearly 100 peaks and 24 major rock masses, it presents a rare geological spectacle. When you stand at its base and look up, cliffs hundreds of feet high rise like giant sculptures carved by time itself. Hanging coffins placed more than 1,000 feet high reveal ancient burial rituals from civilizations that lived here thousands of years ago. The mountain is also the birthplace of Taoism, where alchemists once sought balance between humanity and the cosmic order. Today, Longhu Mountain stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a surreal union of nature, faith, and timeless transformation. Bayan Baluke lies on a high plateau south of the Tian Shan Mountains, a vast wetland grassland stretching over 570 square miles across Xinjiang. Its winding rivers merge with endless plains, forming a unique landform rising more than 7,000 feet above sea level. It serves as the world's highest breeding ground for migratory swans, symbolizing purity and the untamed vitality of nature. Mongolian herders still follow a traditional rhythm, herding livestock, riding horses, and building yurts in harmony with the steppe's pulse. Scientists have documented an ecosystem interlacing water, grass, and air, forming a natural balance rarely found elsewhere on Earth. Leaving Bayan Baluk, you realize it is not merely grassland or river, but a living heritage, affirming primal beauty and universal worth. Gaoligong Mountains extend across western Yunnan in China near the Himalayan frontier, recognized as one of the planet's last wild ranges. Elevations range from about 2,300 feet to over 13,000 feet, revealing dramatic transitions from humid rainforest to frozen summits. Ancient tectonic fractures and sheer cliffs shape a natural bridge linking the climates of northern and southern Asia. The primeval forest harbors thousands of species, including rhododendron trees rising over 65 feet, and countless organisms found nowhere else. More than 16 ethnic communities inhabit its slopes, preserving ancient rituals and living in balance with steep terrain. In 2016, ancient DNA extracted from Gaoligong sediments revealed a prehistoric subtropical forest, proving this mountain remains a living archive of origins and enduring memory. Komalangma, meaning Holy Mother of the Universe, is the highest peak on Earth at 29,032 feet, standing between China and Nepal. The air near its summit holds only 1/3 the oxygen of sea level, turning every breath into a struggle between endurance and collapse. Formed over 60 million years ago by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian plates, it rises in massive ice walls and jagged cliffs like fractures in the planet itself. so-called death zone, above 26,000 feet just below the summit, is a place where oxygen levels drop too low for human survival. More than 200 climbers rest forever on its frozen slopes, silent witnesses to humanity's reach beyond its limits. The avalanche of April 18, 2014, claimed dozens of lives, reminding the world that Everest's surreal beauty is inseparable from the raw force of nature. Kulagangri Snow Mountain in Tibet ranks among the highest and most isolated peaks of the Himalayas, rising about 24,731 feet, covered in eternal ice. Its vertical ice walls and deep crevasses turn this landscape into an ultimate test for both human endurance and scientific pursuit. Layers of ancient rock, intertwined with millennia-old glaciers, create a multi-zoned ecosystem where forests, grasslands, and permanent snow coexist on a single slope. In 2025, scientists announced the discovery of a new rodent species named the Kulagangri mountain vole, proving life still hides within frozen wilderness. When visiting Kulagangri, you can trek across icy plains, camp at its foothills, watch a crystal-clear night sky, and feel the mountain's untouched pulse of nature. Hudakyu National Park stands as China's first high-plateau reserve meeting IUCN standards, where raw terrain and extreme altitude create one of Asia's rarest ecosystems. The park spans about 500 square miles, ranging from roughly 11,500 to 13,800 feet, forming 3 microclimate layers separated by only hundreds of feet. The same tree species changes its leaf color and structure across altitudes, showing a unique biological adaptation exclusive to this region. Elevated wooden walkways and electric buses protect the fragile alpine soil, keeping the landscape untouched by heavy human activity. In 2019, researchers from Kunming University discovered faint green glowing moss, a rare natural bioluminescence found at high elevation. Each year, herds still migrate on the same lunar date, an unexplained rhythm that keeps Padakawo both scientific and mysterious. Bakwan Gorge descends over 3,000 feet into the Taihang Mountains, known as the deepest and narrowest canyon in northern China, where vertical cliffs form a natural fortress. It was created by a sudden uplift of the Earth's crust millions of years ago, cut by 8 underground streams that still flow through the rock. Some stone bridges built in the 19th century remain intact, assembled only by gravity without cement, showing ancient engineering skill. The cliffs rise nearly 1,000 yards high and are so tight that sound echoes several times before fading into the wind. Travelers have reported subtle vibrations along the walls, believed to be micro-movements from the breathing rock itself. In this absolute silence, visitors often feel their own heartbeat resonate within the living core of nature. Kongtung Mountain in western China is one of the most isolated ranges where forest rock and mist coexist under a semi-arid climate. Its highest peak reaches about 7,000 feet, surrounded by thick clouds and ancient cypress, forming an ecosystem completely separated from the dry lowlands below. The ancient bedrock dates back to the Paleozoic era, containing marine fossils and traces of magma, proving this region once rose from the ocean floor millions of years ago. Legends say it was where a mythical emperor sought enlightenment, making the mountain a symbol of harmony between humanity and nature. During the 20th century, Kongtong was closed for years after landslides erased old routes and when reopened forests had reclaimed the paths, forcing researchers to build entirely new trails. Today, Kongtong remains silent and remote, a sacred land where people pass briefly within the timeless rhythm of the earth. Jingang Mountains in southern China form an isolated range between two climates where primeval forests and dense mist persist throughout the year. Its highest peak rises about 6,900 feet, covered by twin cloud layers and broadleaf trees, forming an ecosystem detached from the hot lowlands below. The ancient rock dates back hundreds of millions of years, containing marine fossils and magma traces that record the mountain's rise from an ancient sea. During the 20th century, the area remained closed for years after landslides, and when reopened forests had reclaimed every old route, forcing new surveys through untouched terrain. In 2004, scientists discovered that fog droplets carried a weak negative charge, helping vegetation retain moisture and sustain the forest's rare balance. Today, Jingang remains wild, silent, and remote, regarded as a living heritage of the earth. Meili Snow Mountain is the only range in China with peaks over 22,000 feet that no human has ever climbed. Gravity readings reveal a strong, positive anomaly inside the massif, suggesting an ancient magma chamber still warm miles beneath the crust. A climbing ban issued in 2001 followed a deadly avalanche, killing 17 Japanese climbers, seen as a sacred warning. At around 16,000 feet high, negative ion density and thin air form a natural electric field rarely recorded on Earth. Biologists discovered unique plants and fungi growing only on Mei-Li's frozen rocks, adapted to extreme cold and isolation. Facing Mei-Li at dawn, one feels profound silence, the quiet pulse of Earth breathing beneath eternal snow. Wulingyuan in Hunan Province is an ancient sandstone mountain region isolated by time, where thousands of vertical pillars formed through hundreds of millions of years of erosion. The area spans about 150 square miles at an average height of 2,400 feet, composed of marine rock dating back over 380 million years. Each pillar stands between 650 and 1,200 feet, covered in moss forest and mist, forming a self-contained biological system. Fog settles more than 300 days a year, maintaining humidity for thousands of plant species, including ancient forms still unstudied. Beneath the surface, an underground river network extends for dozens of miles, harboring primitive life forms yet to be identified by science. Wulingyuan endures as a separate world, a living monument to the Earth's geological power and its extraordinary capacity for life. Guangwu Mountain stretches across the remote northern highlands of Sichuan. where mist blankets the primeval forest in quiet mystery. More than 97% of its surface is covered by ancient trees, and the oxygen-rich air feels pure and healing with every breath. In autumn, thousands of maple trees turn crimson, painting continuous ribbons of color that extend for dozens of miles. Deep in the forest, the murmur of waterfalls blends with the wind as cold streams flow over white stones and moss under each step. Though ranked as a National 5A destination, it remains little known abroad, preserving its untouched calm and wild serenity. With pure air and landscapes free from urban expansion, Guangwu Mountain offers a sense of detachment from the world, where one rediscovers natural stillness. Tengchong is the only young volcanic region in western China still showing strong geothermal activity, positioned directly on the collision line of the Indian and Eurasian plates. Beneath the surface, more than 50 dormant volcanoes retain underground pressure, occasionally trembling as a rare sleeping hotspot on Earth. Water from the hot springs contains high levels of boron and silica, leaving white mineral rings known as volcanic salt circles. In the 1980s, scientists discovered heat-resistant microbes surviving above 230 degrees Fahrenheit, among the oldest life forms ever known. Locals continue a New Year ritual called the Mother Earth Steam Bath, catching geothermal vapor with bamboo leaves for luck and health. Tengchong is not only a geothermal region, but a breathing land where the Earth still moves, where people can see, hear, and touch the remaining heat rising from deep inside the planet. Mount Song is one of the oldest geological formations in Asia, where sedimentary layers formed more than 2.5 billion years ago, preserving Earth's earliest memory. Within only 15 miles, geologists identified 7 successive tectonic eras, creating a natural stratigraphic museum unmatched on the planet. A seismic survey in 2017 revealed buried foundations about 65 feet below the surface, showing traces of an ancient civilization lost to time. The massif contains over 70 main peaks with nearly vertical slopes, many still inaccessible because of fractured rock structures. At roughly 65 feet deep, archaeologists found a spiral carved stone believed to be an ancient astronomical symbol that remains undeciphered. Mount Song is not merely an ancient mountain, but the living axis of Earth's heartland, where time magnetism and the planet's breath continue to converge. Tianshan National Park covers about 17 square miles within ancient granite formed over 180 million years ago, where geology and faith converge. More than 95% of its area is covered by primeval forest, with pine and cypress trees exceeding 100 years, creating a biological lung for northeastern China. Geologists identified the natural Maitreya Buddha rock nearly 230 feet high, sculpted by wind and glacial erosion through millennia of geological movement. In autumn, temperatures drop sharply, and thick mist condenses, reflecting sunlight into a pale silver glow that blankets the entire range. Local legend says the 1,000 peaks were once fragments of stone that fell when the sky broke, carrying the spirit of heaven to earth. Tianshan stands not only as a landscape reserve, but as a union of paleogeology, spirituality, and natural evolution, a symbol linking Earth and the divine. Jinyun Shandu is a rare region in China, where basalt and granite interlace, proving two ancient volcanic phases that began over 200 million years ago. The soil around its slopes contains red hematite minerals that turn rainfall into rust-colored streams, a phenomenon seen only in a few places worldwide. During the Sui dynasty, it served as a mixed sanctuary for both Buddhism and Taoism, a dual faith model unique in Chinese history. The surrounding forest averages about 310 trees per acre, with many pines rising over 120 feet, forming a living biological lung for Zhejiang province. Some caves maintain 90% humidity year-round, once used to preserve ancient herbal medicine and hand-carved Buddhist scriptures. For many Chinese people, Jinyun Xiandu is seen as a gateway to the celestial realm, a place where humanity touches the pure silence of nature. Mount Putuo rises only about 950 feet above sea level, yet within the vast expanse of sea and sky, it radiates a calm sanctity as if from another world. It is one of the four sacred mountains of Chinese Buddhism, devoted to the Bodhisattva Guanyin and revered as a pilgrimage site for more than 1,000 years. The landscape stands out with sediment cliffs, bizarre rock formations jutting into the sea, and the echo of tides rolling through hidden caves like ocean drums. Standing by the shore, you hear distant chants mingling with waves. Smell forest pine and incense drifting through the salty air. The ancient legend of Potalaka names this island as Guanyin's dwelling between heaven and water, a sacred myth made real. Though small in scale, it once sheltered around 4,000 monks, leaving every visitor touched by its silence, faith, and timeless peace. Mount Wuyi extends across northern Fujian near Jiangxi and is a UNESCO mixed site since 1999, known for its towering red sandstone cliffs. Elevations range from about 650 feet to about 7,090 feet, creating strong relief with monoliths, caves, and multi-layered subtropical rainforest. Min Yui descendants and local communities cultivate crops, herbs, and tea, while an imperial ban in 748 curtailed logging and fishing to protect the forests. Climbing stone steps into the woods and looking up at sheer red walls, you feel the rough rock and humid air grounding your body. Scientists describe Wuyi as a refuge for relict species because this region escaped major glaciation, preserving a living archive of biodiversity. Though not the tallest range, the blend of crimson cliffs, winding river gorges, subtropical forest, and protected culture feels almost unreal, leaving calm and wonder that endure. Huangshan in southern Anhui is an ancient granite range over 100 million years old, known for bizarre rock shapes and dense primeval forests. More than 200 peaks rising above 3,000 feet create a unique landscape where clouds, stone, and trees merge into another realm. The Sea of Clouds appears over 250 days each year, turning the entire range into a floating white ocean above the sky. Pine trees grow from nearly vertical cliffs, their roots reaching 30 feet deep, symbols of strength and survival through endless change. On misty mornings, visitors may witness a glowing circle around their own shadow, a rare optical effect called the Brocken spectre. For the Chinese people, Huangshan is not just a mountain, but a sacred place where silence and eternity breathe together in nature's timeless rhythm. Mount Heng in northern Shaanxi rises above 6,600 feet, regarded as the Northern Guardian Mountain in Chinese culture. Ancient sandstone, over 2 billion years old, forms a stable geologic structure bearing marks of prehistoric continental collisions across Asia and Europe. The terrain includes cliffs, sloping nearly 70 degrees, interlaced with pine forests and limestone valleys, a rare transition between forest and desert. Natural caves hundreds of feet deep once sheltered hermits, turning the mountain into a symbol of stillness and spiritual endurance. From a distance, the ridges align like tilted walls, revealing the ancient order of rock shaped by geologic time. For over 2,000 years, Chinese emperors have held rituals here to honor heaven and pray for peace, while locals still perform ancient Taoist pilgrimages, lighting incense and bowing toward the northern sky. Langshan in southwestern Hunan, a Danxia landscape where wind and water sculpted red sandstone cliffs over millions of years. Spanning more than 42 square miles, its massive rocks and deep valleys form a breathtaking geological composition full of vitality. When you walk between towering red walls, hundreds of feet high, it feels like entering a corridor built by time itself. The mountain once hosted Taoist masters and monks who left traces of meditation and ancient rituals woven into the wilderness. A natural stone arch stretching over 210 feet and rising 66 feet connects humanity to the raw power of the earth. In 2010, Langshan was recognized by UNESCO as part of the China Danxia World Heritage Sites, confirming its global geological significance. Namche Bawa, rising about 25,531 feet, marks the first eastern peak of the Himalayas, known as the Guardian of the East. Located at the planet's greatest geological bend, it forms the point where the Yarlung Tsangpo River curves to create the world's deepest gorge, nearly 19,000 feet. When visiting Namche Bawa, you find tropical rainforest and bamboo growing beneath glaciers, defying every natural law and making the landscape feel almost unreal. In 2013, Landsat satellites detected geothermal anomalies near the summit, suggesting deep magma chambers remain partially active. Wugong Mountain in western Jiangxi stretches over 75 miles and is regarded as one of the 3 most sacred mountains in southern China. Unlike the bare, rocky ranges of southern China, it holds the nation's largest alpine meadow, known as the Paradise Above the Clouds of the South. The grassland spans about 15 square miles, surrounded by more than 260 rare plant species, including a 1,000-year-old ancient fir tree. Recorded since the Han Dynasty, it was believed to be a place where immortals practiced and heaven met the earth. The central area features over 300 peaks and 200 ravines, forming an intricate landscape of valleys and mountain winds unique in East Asia. Since 2018, Wugong has hosted a high-altitude microbiology station at 5,900 feet, studying how organisms survive in extreme mountain conditions. Dehang Grand Canyon lies in Jishu, Hunan Province, between the Yunnan Guizhou Plateau and the Wuling Range, where karst terrain forms a rare natural masterpiece. Towering cliffs over 2,600 feet surround a winding river, shaping a maze of stone and forest that feels half real, half mythical. In some sections, the canyon narrows to only 164 feet wide, making travelers feel swallowed between the giant walls of the earth. The Miao people preserve vibrant festivals, drum dances, and colorful attire, turning this land into a living stage of indigenous culture. The stone forest in Yunnan features thousands of limestone pillars rising straight from the ground, creating a landscape like a fossilized forest. These formations began as an ancient seabed over 270 million years ago, later lifted and sculpted by erosion into towering rock spires. It stands as one of the world's most complete karst formations, with pillars, mushrooms, and towers reaching more than 130 feet high. The Yi people call it the Kingdom of Living Stones, tied to the legend of Ashima, a girl turned to stone, symbolizing love and freedom. Geologists describe Shailen as the DNA of karst terrain, where every stone preserves a record of Earth's transformation across millions of years. In 2007, UNESCO recognized the stone forest as a World Natural Heritage Site, making it one of Asia's most remarkable natural wonders. Sankingshan Mountain in eastern Jiangxi spans over 89 square miles and rises about 5,961 feet, embodying the union of heaven, earth, and humanity. Its name, Three Pure Ones, rooted in Taoist faith, reflects the belief that three divine beings once descended here, bridging the mortal world with the celestial realm. The range contains 48 peaks, 89 stone pillars, and 360 granite spires, forming the largest vertical stone forest in eastern China, a lasting symbol of nature's endurance. In 1995, lightning struck Jade Peak, leaving a 40-meter fissure revered as the mark of heavenly thunder, a reminder of cosmic connection between humankind and the universe. Many rock formations resemble human figures in motion, turning the mountain into a silent procession of ancient spirits rising from stone. Visiting Sanqingshan, the disorienting mist reveals that the line between reality and the mystical exists only within perception itself. Mount Qingcheng lies in western Sichuan near Dujiangyan City, a sacred mountain listed by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 2000. Rising about 40,900 feet, it remains covered by lush forest year-round, with nearly 95% vegetation, creating a rare ecosystem in southwest China. Founded in 142 AD by Taoist master Zhang Daoling, it marks the birthplace of the Celestial Masters sect and the origins of Taoism. The mountain's geology dates back over 150 million years to the late Jurassic, when dinosaurs still roamed the Earth. Geophysical surveys reveal an unusually weak magnetic field here, a natural phenomenon still unexplained by modern science. Mount Qingcheng stands not only as a spiritual sanctuary, but as a union of nature and philosophy, guiding humanity toward inner peace. Mount Tiantai in Zhejiang province rises about 3,734 feet, covering over 282 square miles, seen as the spiritual union of Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. Formed from ancient granite, over 500 million years old, this extinct volcanic massif preserves one of East Asia's most valuable geological records. In the 6th century, Master Ji Yi founded Tiantai Temple at its base, establishing a Buddhist center that spread influence across all of East Asia. The mountain's sharp cliffs, deep ravines, and interlaced waterfalls create a natural landscape that feels like a living feng shui painting. Here, you can witness a waterfall more than 230 feet high, called the Heavenly Pearl Cascade, where water falls in crystal strands sparkling against granite walls. A 2014 study found minerals here generate a mild magnetic field, boosting plant growth by 10%, giving the mountain its own living energy.